I need another car, a new car, because my old car goes out. Should I use my emergency fund to get the car? The new car?
Okay, so we're assuming that the car is unrepairable. And for you to get where you're going, you can't get there. And as we gave our definition previously in this interview, emergency fund is when you can't go where you need to go over several months. You can't get where, that's what the emergency fund is for. If I don't have income coming in, or I can't do what I need to do over 3 to 6 months or more, then that's an emergency. So what do you need? You need a vehicle to get where you need to go, to get to your work, your business. Is that an emergency? If you have no money, again, obviously you didn't budget well, or maybe you were budgeting and the car went out and it's unrepairable, and you absolutely need one, then to me, that is an emergency. That is an emergency. But you make sure you get a car that's not overpriced. You get a car that you can afford. And I prefer that you pay cash. You get the one that you can pay cash for, depending on what's in your emergency fund. And if you're going to just use it for a huge down payment for a brand new car that you really can't afford, you need to be looking at some good used cars. And if your emergency fund is 3 to 6 months worth of pay, you ought to be able to pay cash for a good used car and do fine. But our problem is most people want that car that make them feel good, that make them look good, until people can say, oh, look at him, look at her, they got a new car. Trust me, after about a week, nobody noticed it. Nobody noticed your new car. Nobody cares.
So I have a question about the emergency fund. So if you have 3 to 6 months of an emergency fund and your car goes out, and I've got enough in my emergency fund, say for instance I've got $10,000 in my emergency fund, which is 3 to 6 months. Do I take that if I need a new car? Say my car goes out, I take that $10,000 emergency fund and buy the new car with that, and bottom out or zero out the emergency fund?
And you say you have no other money?
No.
You have no other money, and all you have is that $10,000 in your emergency fund.
Correct.
And you don't have a car. Your car cannot be repaired. Can you take out that $10,000 and buy a new car or another car?
Should I? Mm-hmm.
My opinion, and you need to get to your place of business or your work. My opinion is yes. There's no bus. There's no train. You cannot hitch a ride, and you really need that. In my opinion, yes, you can use it, but you need to pay cash for a car and start back building that emergency fund up. Emergency funds are to be used for what we consider as an emergency.